Yippee-ki-yay, mud. You know what? Can you believe it's been 35 years since this came out? Well, brace yourselves, cause McClane is back. John McClane, that is. Here's my review of Die Hard 2. This is Big D's Entertainment Rankings and Reviews. So, greetings, my fellow YouTubers, and welcome to Big D's Entertainment Rankings and Reviews. My name is Noel, better known to you as the Big D, and this time around I bring to you a review of the 1990 action flick Die Hard 2, also known by its tagline of Die Harder or Die Hard 2 Die Harder. Released by Fox, directed by Rennie Harlin, written by Stephen E. D'Souza and Doug Richardson, co-produced by Joe Silver. Starring Bruce Willis back in the role as John McClane, alongside by Bedelia, William Sadler, Art Evans, William Atherton, Franco Nero, Dennis Franz, Fred Thompson, John Amos, and Reginald VelJohnson. This, of course, is the sequel to the 1988 film and second installment of the film series. It was released 35 years ago today on July 4th, 1990, which reminds me, Happy Independence Day, or should I say 4th of July to y'all. Sorry, I got ahead of myself and forgot to mention that first. Apologies. Now, as with the first film, this takes place on Christmas Eve, where McClane is waiting for his wife to land at Washington Dulles, I'm sorry if I mispronounced that, International Airport, when terrorists take over the air traffic control system. Now he must stop the terrorists before his wife's plane and several other incoming flights that are circling the airport run out of fuel and crash. And during the night, John must also contend with airport police and a military commander, none of whom want his assistance. The film was a major hit and did get good reviews as well. Now, first, if you haven't seen my review of the first Die Hard, click on that little thing that appears, and you can check that out in case you might have missed it, or see it again if you'd like. I mean, it's been a few years since I did that. Alright, let's get on with the story. On Christmas Eve, 2 years after the events of the previous film, John McClane is now a lieutenant with the LAPD, who arrives at Dulles International Airport to pick up his wife Holly. Meanwhile, a plane carrying corrupt foreign military leader General Ramon Esperanza is also headed to the same airport under extradition for using U.S. funds to buy drugs. Waiting to meet Esperanza's plane is disgraced former U.S. Army Colonel William Stewart and a group of ex-military sympathizers who supported Esperanza's actions. McClane follows two of Stewart's men into a restricted baggage sorting area, where a gunfight ensues. He kills one man, but the other escapes. With the help of his friend, Sergeant Al Powell, he discovers that the dead man's fingerprints correspond to an American soldier who was listed as having died in a helicopter accident 2 years earlier. McClane reports his concerns to the ill-tempered airport police chief, Carmine Lorenzo, and air traffic control director Ed Trudeau. But neither believes him. Stewart and his men, operating out of a church on the outskirts of the airport, excuse me, everyone, cut all communications with incoming airplanes, disable all runway lighting, and demand that Esperanza's plane be allowed to land without interference. Under Stewart's direction, Trudeau orders all air traffic controllers to have all planes in Dulles airspace hold in the air despite their low fuel warnings. McClane becomes worried about Holly's plane and enlists the help of the airport janitor Marvin to fight back. Chief Airport Engineer Leslie Barnes decides to try using an unfinished antenna array to communicate with the stranded circling airplanes. Lorenzo sends an airport SWAT team with him, but Stewart's men kill the officers and destroy the antenna. McClane saves Barnes and kills Stewart's men in turn. In retaliation, Stewart crashes a British airliner, killing everyone on board by impersonating air traffic control and faking the airplane's altimeter reading by recalibrating sea level. Esperanza's plane lands and McClane wounds Esperanza before Stewart and his men arrive. They blow up the plane and take Esperanza to the church, but McClane survives. A blue light team arrives, led by Major Grant, of whom Stewart is a protege. Grant's men and McClane attack the church. McClane kills one of Stewart's men and gives chase with his gun, but the mercenaries escape on snowmobiles. McClane follows, but his vehicle is destroyed by gunfire. Confused as to how he has failed to wound anyone, McClane realizes the gun was filled with blanks, meaning the earlier firefight was staged and Grant's team are secretly in cahoots with Stewart. Now, I'm going to go to the final act in the ending completely, okay? So, you know the procedure. 5 seconds to sub this video. Go to the description box below and fast forward to the time below. As I count down now, if you've seen this movie already, please continue. Okay, you've been warned. Grant Stewart, their men, and Esperanza all rendezvous at an airport hangar where a Boeing 747 that they demanded is waiting for them. On Holly's flight, arrogant reporter Richard Thornburg becomes suspicious as to why the plane has not landed. He taps into the cockpit communications and records a transmission from Barnes to all the circling airplanes describing the situation. From the airplane's lavatory, Richard broadcasts the recording live on television, leading to a panic in the airport terminal, which prevents McClane and Lorenzo from getting to the 747. Holly subdues Thornburg with a fellow passenger's laser. A taser. I'm sorry, I mispronounced. My apologies. A taser, sorry. I thought I said laser. My apologies. McClane asks the news crew to fly him via helicopter to intercept the 747. McClane jumps onto the wing and uses his coat to jam the aileron, sorry if I mispronounced it, preventing the plane from taking off. During a fistfight, McClane kicks Rand into a jet engine. While fighting Stewart, McClane opens a fuel valve in the engine pylon just as Stewart kicks him off the wing. McClane uses a cigarette lighter to ignite the fuel trail, causing the plane to blow up and killing everyone on board. The fire trail also serves as a landing guide for all airborne aircraft, including Holly's, to land safely. After McClane and Holly are reunited, Marvin picks them up in his airport cart and drives them away. End of story. So what did I think of Die Hard 2? Well, I've only seen this a couple times. I am going to say this is a pretty good sequel and what have you. I really did enjoy it and what have you. The reviews from the critics were positive. They praised the action sequences, but unfortunately, some plot elements were criticized. However, it was nevertheless considered to be inferior to its predecessor. The film did well, going on to make $240 million worldwide on its $60 to $70 million budget, and became the 7th highest grossing film of 1990. So I think this did have some pretty cool action and what have you. It was just so incredible and what have you. Now, actually, when this was released during a period of time, this along with Ghost, which starred Bruce Willis' then wife Demi Moore, will occupy the number 1 and number 2 spots at the box office, a feat which would not be accomplished again for another 34 years until last year for when Deadpool and Wolverine and It Ends With Us came out. The film sits at 69% on Rotten Tomatoes, saying it lacks the fresh thrills of its predecessor, but the film still works as an over-the-top and reasonably taut big-budget sequel with plenty of set pieces to paper over the plot deficiencies. Metacritic has a score of 67, and audiences polled by CinemaScore gave the film an average grade of an A. Well, Roger Ebert, who gave the original film a mixed review, described the sequel as terrific entertainment, despite knowing substantial credibility problems with the plot. The Orlando Sentinel dubbed the film as being as disappointing a sequel as for Another 48 Hours or RoboCop 2. Empire, however, gave this 3 out of 5 stars, saying it's entertaining nonsense. It doesn't quite manage to recapture the magic of the original. Still, there are nice moments here, and Willis is on solid ground as the iconic McClane. I couldn't agree more. Gene Siskel ranked the film as the sixth best movie of 1990, and Maxim magazine ranked the film's plane crash number 2 on its list of greatest movie plane crashes. Yeah, in which I will say about another 48 Hours and RoboCop 2, both of which were released the same year. This was. Anyway, nevertheless, I really think Die Hard 2 had a lot to offer. Sure, its plot does have maybe some issues, but nonetheless, I found it to be pretty fun and what have you, and awesome and what have you. I mean, with it taking place at an airport this time, this kind of makes me feel like I'm seeing the classic film of Airport in a way, as a matter of fact, but except a little differently, though. Except it takes place more on the, well, on the actual. Well, I think you get what I'm saying, but close enough. So anyway, eventually did well. Now its score was composed by Michael Kamen, who also composed the score for its predecessor, and he does an exceptionally good job at this, so I must admit it's really awesome. Definitely. I do like the setting at the airport and what have you. Okay, now I did mispronounce it. Yes, it's the Washington Dulles Airport. That's how you pronounce it. Dulles. Thank you. I had to check my source. I've got to say, that saying's really something as well. Now, that was really good. For our cast, we have Bruce Willis back in the role of John McClane. He's absolutely very good, and I liked his performance. Bedelia played Holly. She was good. William Atherton played Richard Thornburg. He was good. Reginald VelJohnson returns as Sergeant Al Powell. Yes, this of course was after the sitcom Family Matters had just made it. Of course, he was Mr. Winslow. He was pretty good. General Ramon Esperanza was played by Franco Nero. Very good. William Sadler played Colonel Stewart, who was good. John Amos played Major Grant, who was good as well. Dennis Franz, who this was still just a bit before NYPD Blue took off, played Carmine Lorenzo. Yeah, he did pretty good as well. But anyway, there's lots of others and what have you. There will also be some other appearances, well, including appearances by John Leguizamo of his early films, and Mark Boone Jr. as well. There'll be a host of others and what have you. But anyway, Die Hard 2 really exceeded its predecessor. Well, by its expectations, by outdoing the box office success of its predecessor. And eventually had the largest pre-opening at 3.7 million from over 1,800 theaters, and for 6 years it would hold this record until it was surpassed by another Fox release, and that was Independence Day. But anyway, 5 years later, McClane would be back again in Die Hard with a Vengeance, which I'll be reviewing that real soon. But anyway, that's going to do it. So with everything said, the Die Hard 2 is pretty awesome, despite its plot does have a few issues, but I still found the film to be entertaining. The cast is really good. The action sequences are absolutely awesome. And I think, well, Michael Kamen's score for the film is absolutely superb. So overall, would I recommend Die Hard 2? I'd say hell yeah, go for it. This is a film worth looking into. Now, of course, this film was directed by Ray Harlan, who 2 years prior had done Nightmare on Elm Street 4, The Dream Master. The same year this was released, he directed the cult classic The Adventures of Ford Fairlane with Andrew Dice Clay, which was also a Fox release. He also After that he also went on to direct Cliffhanger, Cutthroat Island, The Long Kiss Goodnight, Deep Blue Sea, Exorcist the Beginning, 12 Rounds, and more. And he's still directing films to this day. More recently, he just directed The Strangers Chapter 1. He's currently directing the second one, which will be out soon. So anyway, yes, give Die Hard 2 a watch. I think you'll enjoy it. You might just have as much fun with this as the first one. So what did you think of Die Hard 2? Let me know in the comment section below. If you like this video, click the like button, subscribe, and be a part of the Big D Nation. Continue to help support my channel. Make it grow and make the views grow. Tell all your friends about my channel. Get them to know me. Maybe they'd like to be a part of my Big D Nation. Share my vids with your friends if you like. And join me tomorrow for my new Saturday morning TV log on the new Archies. So if you like this, check out my reviews for some of these other action-packed films. In the upper left-hand corner is my spoiler-free review of the new Mission Impossible: The Final Reckoning, or go to the upper right-hand corner and see my review for a really good classic, a film classic I just mentioned, and that was Airport from 1970. Or if you'd like more Bruce Willis, check out my review of The Whole Nine Yards from 2000, which is more of a, buddy comedy with a little action and what have you in it. And the bottom right-hand corner is the button you can click to subscribe. If you like rankings and reviews on movies, TV, music, video games, etc., then I'm your guy. Thanks for watching. Until next time, I'm the Big D saying see ya.